All right, so what does a business owner have to do to qualify to claim ERC? And there's a few things that need to be done. Again, as you've heard me say 10,000 times, it has to be done the right way. You don't want to get yourself in a sticky situation. So one of the things is you have to prove that your PPP loan has been forgiven, or it's in the process of being forgiven. We can work with that for sure. Or if you didn't have a PPP loan, well, then you can file an ERC claim as well. But the idea is that the PPP loan was in fact forgiven. You have to identify information on a qualifying report to document the business decline. Okay, so in the beginning, there was one test, and it was a significant decline in gross receipts. And this is why most businesses never filed for ERC, as well as never revisited it, right? So like we have people now who are saying, hey, well, ERC, what big deal? We tried, it didn't work, we're good, No, it's changed. There's a lot of rules that have changed that you need to know about. One of the things you have to do is you have to be able to document the decline, and it goes beyond significant decline in gross receipts. There's other things. There's partial shutdown, there's full shutdown. Things like, supply chain issues. How were you affected by the pandemic? And when you work with somebody like us who we eat, breathe, and sleep ERC, we're able to identify things that nobody even ever realized was an identifier, or was a qualifier for the ERC program, right? For some people, it's easy. Okay, I was a restaurant. We had to shut down our whole dining room. Easy, okay? But for other businesses, there's a lot of other ways that we can prove to the IRS that you had, a decline. And again, it has to be done the right way, because if a document gets submitted in the file, it says, okay, well, what's the proof that you declined? Well, because, and of course I'm just being silly and exaggerating, but we see documents like that all the time from people who are like, oh, I'm not sure that this was filed correctly. Okay. Yes, make sure that you are filing, it is being filed correctly and very well documented. It has to be, or else you're going to get yourself, like I said, in a sticky situation where you're going to find yourself in an audit or something down the road. You don't want that. You have to file a 941X quarterly tax form. ERC is on lines 18 and 26. It includes adjusting the payroll tax write-offs. Okay, so it's a reduction in a payroll expense. For example, if you had a business, you had $1 million in payroll expenses. Okay, and then you're getting $100,000 from ERC. Well, then you're going to, in the 941X amendment, you're going to reduce your payroll expenses to $900,000 in this example. Okay, well, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Whoa. I got to reduce my payroll expenses. That means what? Now I got to pay more taxes on it. Yeah, but this is what's called a lottery winner's dilemma, right? Where you go, I have to reduce it in this example again by $100,000, but man, I'm getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in the ERC credit. Well, then you have to figure out if it makes sense. And we help you analyze all that for you to see, does it make sense? Because just once in a while, it doesn't make sense, but we're going to look at all that for you. And that's where we get with your CPAs and your bookkeepers and stuff like that to go over those numbers and say, yeah, okay, that makes sense, right? So definitely and your payroll company, everybody, we get everybody involved to make sure that we're maximizing the return on this. So basically, that's what's involved in claiming ERC. If you have any questions or anything like that, you want to help us get you put on the right track as far as getting your ERC claim filed, then definitely reach out to me. Happy to answer any questions. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.